Hello and welcome to Open Hearts Wellness Virtual Studio. I'm Holly and I'm going to be guiding you through a Chaturanga flow sequence, and we'll sort of break down the proper alignment for our Chaturangas. We'll just start on our mat space in a seated position, closing down through the eyes and taking just a few moments to center the mind, to locate the breath within the body, to check in physically, mentally, and energetically today. And just greeting ourselves where we're at. You can choose to dive into our victorious breath, Ujjayi breath. Heating the body from the inside. Keeping the mind engaged, the breath long and full. Like a wave in the body, the breath is constant. Your next exhale will release the chin to the chest, allowing the head to hang heavy. Feeling all the way down the two sides of the spine, maybe gently rocking from side to side. And inhale to roll the chin up. We'll stretch the arms overhead, blinking the eyes open, and then we're just going to begin to roll through the shoulders here. Going one direction and then the other. Lifting fingertips up to the ceiling and plugging shoulder blades down. Bringing the palms together, and we'll exhale, bringing the thumbs to the back. Letting the elbows bend. Inhale, lift the chin slightly. And exhale, we'll release. We're going to make our way into our tabletop position. And if we have our blocks nearby, we're going to be using our blocks for this next sequence here. And we'll bring either blocks to about the pointer finger and the thumb. Finding a half plank pose, keeping the knees to the mat. Gaze forward, and as you bend at the elbows, keeping them tight towards the body, we're going to lower until the shoulders come to the blocks. Inhale, we'll press back up. Exhale, we're going to lower, keeping elbows tight to the ribs. Inhale, press back up. Now, if you're feeling like your elbows are not coming close enough to the ribs, try spiraling the elbow creases towards the front of the space. Then as you begin to bend at the elbows, keeping them glued towards the side body, finding 90 degrees, hold, pressing up. Let's find a child's resting pose. Beginning to walk the hands back towards the knees and just sitting back to the heels. So the importance of Chaturanga here is to keep the core engaged, to stop and land at this 90-degree angle. So just where the shoulders are hitting the blocks, that's where we'd like to bend to as we flow, opening the heart to our upward facing dog. So making our way back to plank pose, thumbs just to the bottom of the blocks, and we'll find our way to a full plank pose, engaging through the core, elbow creases to the front of the room. Exhale, bend 90 degrees, hold. Inhale to press up. 2 more times, engage through the core. Option to lower the knees, bend. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bend at the elbows, resting to the blocks. Feel the arms in this position. Press up, plank pose, down dog. Sigh out through the breath. Release that heat. And releasing the knees to the mat space. Sitting back to the heels, we're going to move the blocks just to the side of our mat space. Hands to the mat, we'll find our plank pose. Pressing into all 10 finger pads. Gaze is just in front of the hands. Bending at the elbows, find that 90 degrees. Begin to roll over the toes, press into the hands, shine the heart. Then the pelvis can drop, upward facing dog. The legs stay up off the mat space, curl the toes, down dog. Inhale forward to plank pose. Beginning to point the toes, you'll feel yourself shift forward on the mat space. Bend into the elbows, 90 degrees. Pressing into the hands, open the heart. Shoulder blades together. Exhale, downward facing dog. Gazing towards the front of the mat, and we'll begin to tiptoe forward. Giving the arms a little bit of a rest, finding a supported forward fold. Bending in the knees, bending at the elbows. Inhale, root to rise. Finding Tadasana, mountain pose, even rolling out through the shoulders. Or we can sway from side to side, allowing the arms to be heavy. So we're just gonna add on here our full sun salutation, starting from the top of our mat space. Rooting into the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale to fold, hinging at the hips. Halfway lift, palms to shins. Planting the hands, finding our plank pose. Engage through the core. Inhale to point the toes. Elbow creases towards the front of the room. Bend at the elbows, 90 degrees. Inhale, shining the heart. Keeping the legs lifted as you exhale, flat back. Down dog. 3 breaths. Gazing to the top of your mat, and you can begin to step forward. Taking a breath in your forward fold. And beginning to rise on a breath in. Bringing hands just to heart center. We'll roll through 2 more rounds of sun salutation, just with a little more focus on our chaturanga. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Palms to shins, half lift. Hands to mat, plank pose. This time we can start to think as we bring the elbow creases towards the front of the mat, shifting forward, pointing the toes. Think about releasing chin, chest, belly, then sweeping up, belly, chest, chin opens. Exhale through downward facing dog. Stepping to the top of the mat. Final round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Half lift. Planting hands. Shifting the body forward. Think about releasing chin, chest, belly towards the mat. Then belly, chest, chin to open. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. Releasing knees to mat. Child's resting pose. Option to roll the wrists. Or placing the forehead to stacked fists. And closing off today's practice with 3 full breaths in our child's resting pose, feeling the back body expand with each inhale and the chest become heavy with each exhale. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.